The women in my family have always been strong, but it wasn't until I was an adult that I realized how strong. At 5 feet tall and 90 years old, my great-grandmother, Dorothy Brooks, is a feisty old lady who still lives independently. As a child, I always found her to be the sweetest lady, yet was confused about where she got her streak of independence. Lo and behold, Grandma Dorothy worked as a welder at the California docks during World War II. When World War II began, the men were called to arms in droves, leaving several vital jobs vacant. In an effort to support the war effort, women across America entered into forbidden positions as riveters, welders, painters, and many other masculine jobs. Previously, these women were not believed to be able to succeed in these positions. Yet once in these jobs, the women were determined to prove their mettle. And prove their mettle they did. During World War II, the government began a campaign to produce a new image of women, one that showed wage work as normal, vital part of female lives, and that conveyed the message that women could and should occupy any and all types of jobs. The result was a propaganda campaign centered on Rosie the Riveter. She became a strong symbol of the new women at work, a symbol that pushed the boundaries of the domestic ideal. Rosie the Riveter proved to be a sound motivator because by 1944, women comprised more than one-third of the labor force. In 1942, Dorothy moved with her husband and son to California and began work in the Kaiser shipyards, building and welding metal to be used on the Liberty ships. The first ship, named SS Patrick Henry, was put to sea on September 27, 1941. Produced in an assembly line-like fashion, by 1944 the average time it took to build a ship was 42 days. Dorothy and her fellow Wendy the Welders felt intense pressure to build the ships fast and well because the Liberty ships were in high demand. With each keel laid, these Rosies and Wendys of America were fighting in their own way on the home front and winning. Although sturdy, the Liberty ships proved to be too slow and too small to carry the tons of supplies the United States and her allies would need to win the war. In 1943, the U.S. began to build Victory ships in place of the Liberty ships. Of the 2,710 Liberty ships produced, only 2 remain today. The others were either destroyed by German U-boats or towed into junkyards. Although eventually replaced, the Liberty ships were credited with saving not only Britain, not only the Allied cause, but the whole world from disaster, for there was a risk that the war might be lost simply because the Allied lifelines were stretched beyond the limit. Despite the eventual abandonment of the Liberty ships, the legacy of these women lives on in the friends made, lessons learned, and stories told.